feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be here. It feels good to be back. Thank you for joining me. This is the Sav Show. My name is Savilian. I'm the host of this show. And today we're just riffing, man. It's the first episode of 2024. It's the 2nd of January. Life's good, man. We're here. We're doing it. We're creating. We're digging into life. We're raising our awareness. We're being as grateful as we can be as much of the time as we can possibly muster. And we're just trying to make the world a better place. So I thought I would just kind of jump on here for the first episode and just kind of spread some joy, spread some love, talk about, you know, what I've been up to and what I kind of plan to do. My very first newsletter for the year, the Sunday Sav, will be appearing this Sunday, and it is my 2024 plan of attack. Now, every year for the last couple of years, basically even as long as I can remember, like I've been setting horribly designed goals my entire life. So let me give you an example. When I was like 21-ish, maybe 20, I think I might have been 19 actually. I lived with my parents, lived in this upstairs room at a house on the central coast of New South Wales, and I managed, it was in year 12, so it would have been like 18, 19. I managed to convince my parents to allow me to draw on my walls. I said I would do it for study so I could write notes for the HSC. Now, my parents, I don't know, maybe I'm just a really good salesman or something. I was able to get them across the line on that one. So they allowed, I think in the back of their minds, they were like, whatever, he's being annoying and he's probably going to do it anyway. Plus, we're probably going to repaint all the walls soon anyway. So I started drawing on my walls to write my notes. So I'd started off, nice and chill. I was writing like in permanent marker. I was writing notes for like modern history and business studies and legal studies and all these things. I was basically note taking on my walls, all the really important stuff. And then over time, like, that only lasted like a week. And then I started like branching off into, writing rap lyrics and signing things and doing drawings. And when people would come around, I'd allow them to sign their names on my walls. And it ended up just being like this 4-wall graffiti-thon of all the inner workings of this teenage boy's life and the friendship circle that he had. And it was just like a bit of a clusterfuck, to be honest. But it was funny, and looking back, it was crazy. And that led from, so I started doing it, and then my other brothers started obviously taking up the lead. And Ruku started drawing all over his walls, and I can't remember if David and James did as well, but I'm almost certain they would have done something messed up to the walls, because we're very fortunately living in a I guess like 4 or 5 bedroom house at the time, and we all kind of had our own rooms by this point in time. So yeah, the boys started drawing all over their walls as well, and yeah, it was kind of crazy actually. But yeah, one particular set of writing that I did on one of these walls, I remember so vividly as a goals list, and I think the year would have been like 2008 or something like that. And I wrote out my goals for that year, and on it's just, man, if I had a photo of these goals, it's just the most ridiculous shit. But I wrote like, learn how to crump, because crumping was, the dance style where you're like, that's the worst attempt at crump. That's my attempt at crumping. So that's my crumping. So yeah, learn how to crump. Learn how to sea walk. Crip walk was one of my goals. I save them ducats. So ducats is like a slang term for money, cash. So save them ducats was save that money. Save money. Have savings. There was a host of goals. And they were all equally stupid, but like, made a lot of sense for 18, 19-year-old at that time of my life. So yeah, I had all these like weird, wild, crazy, fantastical goals, and then I just wrote them there and forgot about them. I basically forgot about them. I would look at them every now and then and go like, oh, I wish I was doing some of those. Or like at the end of the year, damn, I wish I had done at least one of those things. Oh, play the guitar, learn how to play the guitar. So many goals, all these goals. Might have been learned Spanish on there, but probably not actually. I don't think I was into learning languages at that point in time, nor am I into them now, although I want to be. So yeah, I had these goals, and then there was no structure, and there was no plan in place to actually achieve these goals or execute on these goals. So I had these goals, but I had no way of getting to them. And the funny thing is, and this is not that funny, it's actually kind of tragic, I kept in place this same strategy of goal setting and, attempts to kind of be more intentional about the way that I self-actualize. I kept it fairly similar, like the basic framework of it, like big, audacious, stupid goal that's like not very well defined with no plan in place on how to achieve it. I kept that framework in place almost my entire life up until, maybe right now. This, every single year at the beginning of each year, it'd be like, what do I want? What are the cool, shiny objects that I would like to cling on to and say that I did this year? All right, save $10,000 in the bank account. All right, cool. That's a nice round number. All right, beautiful. How are you going to get there? All right, okay, another one. Have 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Cool. That's beautiful. Nice round number. How are you going to get there? Go on a national tour of my hip-hop music, or tour nationally as go on my own headline tour, or tour nationally as a support act for a touring artist. Okay, cool. How are you going to get there? And every year since I can remember, and my memory dating back to when I was 18 or 19, when I started drawing on my walls, I would set these goals, and every year they would not get achieved. They would barely get looked at. Like I'd write them in the beginning of a diary. Even in the last couple of years, I've started diarizing and journaling a lot more, and I've been trying to note take a lot more frequently as to stay on top of my thoughts and feelings. But this same concept of like write a big goal at the beginning of the year or the month, and then just forget about it until the end of the year or the month, and not really progress in any of these things, not really move forward. And like, sure enough, every year I've done things that are good. I've done things that are great. I've done things that I'm proud of. I've done, more this year than I did last year, and more next year than I did the year before, and et cetera, et cetera. Although that's not always true, but for the most part, I'm doing positive things and I'm moving forward. However, I think the whole point of goals and the whole point of like these, practices, these intentional practices, is to set up a future place where I would like to be, what my life would ideally like to look like. And that doesn't come, I think, easily with this framework of like, just set a goal and just kind of hope it materializes. And obviously that's an outdated model and something needed to change. And, this year I have decided to change that. So this year the kind of like reframe that I've gone with this year is, by the end of 2024, what is my vision? Where is my life going to be at in every facet? What is kind of my financial health? What's my physical health? What's my emotional health? Spiritual health? What do my friendships look like? What am I optimizing for? I want to think about some of the things that I've achieved as well, but what is the life that I'm aiming for? What am I striving to get to? Who do I want to be? What do I want to look like? What impact am I making? These big questions are the ones that I'm thinking about right now, and the ones that I'm trying to put down for this year, because those questions will drive the actions necessary to be the person that I want to become. And, once I set that vision, that top line vision, then I'm going to go in and get a little bit more granular and figure out, all right, what are the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month actions, achievables actionable, that I need to be ticking off in order to be progressing myself towards those things. So that's a couple of ideas, right? And the other kind of two main ideas, I guess, is one, just by embodying this vision and having it present. So once I finish it, I haven't quite finalized it because I'm still like tinkering with the specifics of it, because I want to get really specific and go like, this is it. This is what my life looks like at the end of 2024. And I'm going to write it down or paint it or draw it, or I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it right next to my desk and I'm going to look at it every single day. And I'm going to go, all right, that is who I'm going to be at the end of this year. And if what I'm doing today, tomorrow, in this next minute, if this relationship, this person, this thing doesn't align with that, then I don't want it. And if it does align with that, then I'm doing it right and I need to do more of it. So yeah, there's no, in the past, like a 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, it's beautiful, but like, what the fuck does that actually mean? What am I getting out of that? Like 10,000, do they actually care about me? Are they consuming more than my music on Spotify? Is it just a single that's popping off that they like? Are they going deeper? Like, there's so many questions, and like, let's just say I got $10,000 saved in the bank. All right, okay. What's your debt situation look like? Are you living by yourself? Do you own anything? Are you generating? Like, do you have goals that are being met outside of that? Do you have needs that are being met outside of your financial success? Like, there's so many layers to each one of these perceived goals and positions. So rather than like think about these like shiny objects that I think I want, let's paint a picture. Let's paint a picture. Let's look at a vision, a holistic vision of the person, the place, the people that I want to be with and around. And be in myself. So let's create a vision. Let's figure out exactly where you're going, what you want it to look like, minute to minute, hour to hour of every single day. Let's figure out who that guy is, and let's make sure that we're actioning everything that we can do to move toward that, and cutting down on everything that we can that isn't contributing to that end goal. So yeah, that's just a little riff on kind of what I'm thinking and the way that I'm gonna be executing this plan of attack, and the way that you're gonna be able to read about it in the Sunday Sav this Sunday. Yeah, I hope you like this. If you did, click like, subscribe. You can also register for the Sunday Sav below. You should be able to click a button down there and sign up. I'm gonna be rolling out a bunch of different things this year. I just love creating. And I want to create more, and I want to find ways to create more. It's as simple as that. Like, this is where I feel most at home. Turning this mic on, sitting in front of this camera, talking my shit, and hopefully sharing some value with someone out there that is at least rifling through my own ideas, and then potentially finding someone who needs that insight or that wisdom. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing all year, and I'm going to be finding many, many different ways in order to execute on that. So yeah, I hope you like this. If you did, leave a comment. What are you planning for this year? What are your goals? What does your vision look like? Tell me what you liked and didn't like. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next week on the Sav Show. Let's go.